Yasmin. I'm a sophomore here. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm a pre-vet major.
Sarah, I'm a sophomore and I'm a marketing major. I was born in South Africa and I lived there until I was 8 years old, and then I moved to California and then to Greenville, South Carolina.
My name is John Gressett. I'm a sophomore econ major from Columbia, South Carolina.
My name is Julia. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm a sophomore civil engineer major.
My name is Patrick Henry. I'm a fifth-year packaging science student from Greenville, South Carolina.
I'm Dalen Felton. I'm from Durham, North Carolina. I'm a nursing major and I'm a freshman here.
I'm Ken Ajiri. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm a junior biochem major.
I'm Kirkley. I'm a freshman, and I'm from Greenville, and my major is psychology.
My name is Hope Gray. I'm from Beaufort, South Carolina. I'm a marketing major, and I'm a sophomore.
Hey, my name is Jackson Morrissey. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm a political science major, and I am a freshman.
My name is Janine Fryer. I was born in South Africa, left South Africa when I was almost 40 and moved to America. Been living in America since 2004. I was a pharmacist in South Africa. Here in America, I'm working as a pharmacy technician.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know that one.
I'm not sure at all.
I don't think that my education has provided, I guess like the school I went to in high school didn't really teach me about that.
I think that I've only focused on equality, or that's what the school system is focused on, so I've only really known about that and never really thought about people needing more opportunities. It's just easier to create sameness, I guess. So.
I'm familiar with the term equity. I just probably couldn't define it, but it sounds similar to equality. So.
In my opinion, I think that it's every child gets the chance to have an education no matter where they're from.
I've never heard of it before, but equity and education sounds like everybody should have the same opportunity, or everything's kind of standardized.
Making sure all students get the same opportunities.
Probably like the fairness of like education.
I guess that would kind of relate to everybody in the education field, like being on the same page.
It's provided the fair resources, fair opportunity, school-wise.
I would say is the value that education gives somebody.
I think equality.
Okay, why do you think that?
I don't really think that they know people's personal stories or what they're going through, or people start at different places, so I don't think that they know where each individual starts.
Equality.
Okay, why do you think that?
I don't think everyone has access to the same opportunities.
Probably equality.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because when you take like the approach of making sure every student gets the same thing, some students are already more developed or advanced, and so you leave some behind. And
Equality.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because it's harder to tell if people need more opportunities, so it's easier to just create equality and have that sameness.
I'd say equality, probably because everything's standardized, mainly, I guess, U.S. based, but definitely within the state with standardized tests and things like that.
All around, school systems probably are based on equality. Why do you think that? Just because everyone is given the same opportunity, but as a whole, not everyone may be able to use the resources and ability to get there.
On equality.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because there's more like common core standards.
Most definitely equality, just because schools will definitely provide you with the same resources, but not every resource works the same.
I would say equality because I feel like the school is more focused on just providing everybody with the same resources.
Equality.
Equality, but I think children are all offered the same options when they get to school. in the school environment, but maybe obviously when they go home and do homework, things might be a little bit different. Like some kids might not have access to computers and things like that at home.
I think equality.
Definitely equality.
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 Probably equality.
Equality based.
Equality.
Definitely equality, just
Probably more equity based. Well, I grew up going to a private school, so the playing field was pretty even, but even those who weren't given the resources and opportunities that other might have had were assisted through the staff to help them get there and make sure that they were at the same level as everyone else.
Equity based, probably because I went to a boarding school, which is a boarding school, and kind of everybody, there was no advantages for students. Everybody was kind of on the same playing field. So I would definitely say equity based for sure.
Equity.
Equity based.
Okay, why do you think that?
Because that would create an invariability in people's effort, and it would actually show that your effort would lead to you getting higher scores and stuff, and the resources that were provided to you, everything would be more distributed to have everyone equally succeed.
definitely equity based.
Why do you think that?
It's gonna help just everybody. It's gonna help create the vibe.
I think that should be equity based because schools need to take into account that even though they provide students with the same resources, not everybody comes from the same background and everybody is living in a different circumstance.
Equity.
Equity based by far.
I would say equality based. They need to all have all be given the same options at school, and then make sure they have the same all have access to the same things out of school.
All in all, I was impressed at how many respondents could answer the question, what is education equity, even if they've never heard the term before. I feel like trying to explain the difference in education equity versus education equality was very difficult to do in a short amount of time. However, my respondents grasped the concept, and they all answered in a way that I thought that they would. They understood that the school system should be based on equity and trying to gain that fair playing field for all students. Although Janine answered the last question with equality, she explained a definition for equity, saying that they need to have the same options out of school, which is very difficult to do, but that's what education equity stands for. And within and without schools, each student should have the same opportunities. And one thing I found interesting, though, was the two girls' responses that went to a private school and a boarding school. No one but them thought that their schools growing up was based on equity. They believed because everyone at their school basically started at the same point, and even if they didn't, the school would give them the scholarships and other things to make sure that the students were treated fair. In class, we've been talking about public schools, and clearly my respondents could see how they're based more on equality and not looking at all the factors that could hold a student back, which should most definitely be accounted for, which is what education equity is trying to do.